Alright, what's going on, gang, man? Welcome back to yet another King Japes episode. Now today we are doing a trip to the Thrift film camera edition. You guys know the drill, but we are here at the first thrift spot. Hopefully today, you guys, we can find some fire film cameras. So without further ado, let's get in and let's see what they got. Alright, you guys, so we were at this store last week and it looks like everything that's down there is still the same stuff. So not even gonna bother with this section right here. Nothing really camera related, so I'm gonna go down this way real quick. Check this out, you got that Instax case. That's cool. Anybody that likes Instax cameras. Alright guys, here we go. First find of the day. I saw that little Canon little battery charger right here, but it comes with a case. But guys, check this out. Canon PowerShot SD780 IS right here for $6.98. That is a steal, considering the fact that all of the Canon PowerShot cameras are now trending for much higher. With that said, this is also one of the first ones that I've owned that is completely blacked out like this, other than like the SD95, I believe it was. But guys, I am juiced for this find right here. Check that out, man. Battery inside of it works. That thing turns on. I can't really see the screen through here, but $6.98. What a steal. If this is the only thing that we find from this thrift store, I think I am perfectly okay with that. But I'm gonna keep on searching the plastics. Here we go, $6.98 Canon Digicam. Let's go. Ooh, check this out. So it's always a good idea to kind of do another swipe through because I'd already made my way through this section, but look at this. $9.98 right here. I don't even know what kind of camera this is, but it looks like one of those folding cameras. Let me see if I can get it open with one hand. I mean, look at that, check that out. That is a Voigtlander Vascar. I've never even heard of this. Is this a 35mm camera or is this 120? It looks like 120 just judging by the backside of the packaging here, but look at that, guys. This might be a good idea sometimes just to look through. And they're asking what, $9.98 for it? That is really interesting. You know, I'm gonna hold on to this, do some research on it before we leave. That is definitely not something I expected right here. A freaking folding camera in the plastic section. All right, this cannot be real right now, guys. So remember this little folding camera that, you know, I didn't really think twice about? I'm looking at it online and it's pretty much going for like 200 bucks right now. So I don't know if you guys can see this. It's a medium format camera, but check that out. Are you kidding me? Everything online is saying $200 and it's a freaking medium format camera. I did not even expect this. This is crazy right now. So shoot. Should we get it? Should we get it? Okay, all right, we're gonna get it. Let's go.
$6.98. $9.98.
Comes like it. Alright, gang, we just made it out of that first thrift spot. A lot better than I thought it was going to be. We got some heat in the bag, but you guys know, man, the day is not over. We still have a ton of other spots to hit. So let's get back in the car and let's check them out. Alright, gang, so we are at the next thrift store right now. And again, like I said, later on in the day, usually the chances of finding anything at all is really slim, unless they do put stuff out throughout the day, which I'm not sure. So I'm headed to the camera section right now. Hopefully we could find something, maybe even match what we found at the first one. But so far, you guys, I am really excited for thrifting today. You know, they keep cameras in like the most random sections nowadays, so you know, you really can't just be settled on one spot to always check. Like, check this out. What? Okay, there's a camera in here, Nicker Matte, $39.95 green tag, and there's no sale on it. Guys, I am shaking. What is this right here? Let's go check it out. Okay, what do we have, guys? I don't know if you guys can see the front detail right there. It says Nikkor matte. I'm really nervous. I have no idea what it is. Drum roll. Here we go. Make it be something good. No freaking way. You guys, this is insane right here. Okay, so we just found a Nikkor matte FT. And if you guys remember, last week we just found the Nikkor matte EL, I believe it was. You guys, I am shaking right now. Look at this. But this lens right here, the Nippon Kogaku Japan Nikkor S 50mm 1.4. This is the version of it that I feel like is the most popular. Guys, look at this thing. It's in mint condition. Look at that lens. It even comes with the lens cap right here. All right, let's check, see if the camera works. From what I remember, this is supposed to be a completely manual camera. So that shutter speed works. Let's see. Let's try a slow shutter speed, like 1/8 of a second. Seems about right. 1/1000. Here we go. Let's try this. Bulb mode. So the shutter held down should close when I let go. So there it is. So it works. Oh my goodness, guys. This is insane. Holy shit. Viewfinder is nice and clear. Wow. Let me check this lens out. No way, guys. The lens is in excellent condition. I don't know if you guys can see that lens made in Japan. Guys, I am shaking right now. This is an incredible find. Check that out, guys. No freaking way. Guys, that is insane. I was not expecting that as the first find. I usually don't find anything at the store, so the fact that this is even here, especially not in the boutique area, is kind of crazy to me. So holy smokes, I'm gonna check this area out now to see if there's anything here. I don't think there's anything else honestly here that could top it. Just in my opinion, I feel like that right there is a huge win already. Like, you guys, what are the odds that we find two JDM model Nikon cameras in the same week? This is absolutely insane. And the fact that both of them came with the 50mm 1.4s, I am beyond juiced right now, you guys. I'm gonna go check this other spot out before we continue on. Medium format goodness right here. All right, you guys, so we are finally back home with today's thrift finds, and I want to go through each of them and check them out for myself, as well as show you guys what we found today, because honestly, this is a huge start to the year for thrifting. I probably found more today than I did the entire year in 2022. So with the first thrift episode of the new year, let's get started. All right, guys, so one of the first things that I noticed was I started a little bit later in the day, and I was always under the impression that, you know, usually you come first thing in the morning because obviously first come, first serve. But today that wasn't really the case. I don't know if the, you know, other thrifters weren't just out there looking today, but for some reason there was a ton of stuff in the thrift stores. Starting out with the first thing that we found today. So we paid a grand total of $6.98 for this tiny little kit right here. And you guys know I am a huge fan of the digicams. I made a whole entire video called the $10 digicam that everyone should own. And in that episode, we talked about this little camera right here, which is the Canon SD1000, a pocketable little point and shoot. Now, following that trend, you guys, we found something very similar, but this one is the Canon SD780IS. And when I see this charger, I know exactly what type of camera is about to jump out. It came with this little pouch right here, which I guess is a nice little carrying pouch to make sure that it keeps the camera protected. It is from Low Pro, so you know, that's a good little brand right there. Gentlemen and ladies, why did I say it like that? This is the Canon PowerShot SD780 with image stabilization. And what's funny is I actually turned the camera on and there is a battery, which is a great little thing to have already. Now, obviously I do have a ton of batteries for this camera in particular because I do own a lot of Canon digicams, But one thing that I want you guys to notice about this particular model is the fact that it is all black. Now, I am a huge sucker for just all black cameras, especially when it comes to small point and shoots. So I'm a huge fan of like the Ricoh GR3, the Ricoh GR2. One that I have been shooting a lot lately is this one right here, the Canon S95, which is a fantastic little point and shoot. And compared side by side to this one right here, it was a no-brainer for me. I mean, it is a little bit smaller than the S95, but this one also happens to have that viewfinder on the back, very similar to what you would see on like the S1000. And for anybody out there wondering, you know, why I like these smaller digital point and shoots, especially in a nice boxy form factor shape like this, they're great cameras to take with you when you're out with friends or you just want to make some casual photos. They almost give this really nice film-like looking image, especially when combined with the flash that are built in on these little beasts right here. So for $698, you guys, the Canon SD 780IS, one of the best finds so far of the year in terms of Digicam. Now here's the thing, I thought right then and there that was a really good find. I honestly would have been fine with just that throughout the day, but I went ahead and looked around more of the plastics and I found something else that was incredible. It's been a very long time since I found any type of medium format camera on the channel. I think the last medium format camera that we thrifted was a Yashica Mat 124, and that was a 6x6 camera. And by chance, you guys, we ended up thrifting today another 6x6 camera, but this time, this one was from a company called Voigtlander. Now we paid a grand total, guys, of $9.98. And at first I was thinking this could have just been a nice little paperweight. I'm not always a huge fan of folding cameras until I looked up the price online. And folks, this camera is going anywhere between $150 to $200. And folks, this is what it looks like right here, the Voigtlander Perkio 1. And this is a fantastic little 6x6 camera with all manual controls. Has a very interesting backside. It has a 75mm 4.5 lens, but check out that front element, you guys, that nice blue lens. It does need a little cleaning. I think this one is a little bit beat up, especially on the backside there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the leather is starting to somewhat kind of peel off. But you know, it's not a huge camera, and for it being a 6x6 medium format, it's actually really tiny. There is the 6x6 hole for the medium format film, and you know, if I can figure out how to get this thing to actually operate, I'd be more than happy to make a video on shooting this camera. Now you guys, check this case out. First and foremost, this beautiful brown leather Nikon case. And you know, one thing that I noticed from last week's video when I found the other Nikon camera, they said that anything that says Nicomat is the JDM version of that product. So there's the Nicomat, which is, I guess, you know, marketed towards the US consumers. And then there was the Nicomat, which was a Japan marketed product. So this was a JDM product. So on the front here, this is from Japan, it says Nicomat. The case in itself, you guys, is in gorgeous shape, and that told me a lot already just about the condition of the camera. Now before I show you guys what is in here, folks, we paid a grand total of $39.99. I think this is like the same price as the other Nikon camera we found last week. But lo and behold, here is some nice, I don't know if it's velour, but guys, we found a Nicomat FT with a Nippon Kogaku 50mm 1.4 lens. Now, the lens in itself, you guys, is one that I have been chasing for a while. I just realized I showed it without the lens cap. This is a lens that I've been chasing for a while because I remember watching a really old video about Nikon lenses from, his name is Travis, but he goes by Forest Hill Film Labs, and he did like a Nikon lens collection, and he talked highly about this lens. Now, out of all of the Nikon lenses I've owned, I don't think I've ever owned this particular one, and so this in itself was a huge find for me. It was something that I've always wanted. But check out the small detail. It says lens made in Japan, and then just on that very front side there, it has that nice Japan hint once again. And then on the back of the actual camera, bam, made in Japan. Man, if you look at the condition of the Nicomat FT that we have sitting in front of us, it's almost in mint condition. On a rating out of 10, I would say it's like a 9 out of 10. You can tell it definitely did have some use, and that's mostly due to the eye-ring right here, there's a little bit of scuffing on the outside, but there are absolutely no dents whatsoever on the camera. And guys, the viewfinder is so nice and so clear. This is a true piece of history inside of my hand. Film window looks a lot like the Leica M3's film window. What's cool is there is a little tab here on the bottom, which allows you to pretty much control all of the different shutter speeds. So all of your controls are now at the touch of your left hand where your lens is. I feel like the Nicomat or the Nicormat cameras are so underrated, especially because, you know, a lot of them are fully mechanical. And Nikon did a really good job at building these cameras. They last a very long time, and if you take good care of it, it could last you a lifetime. So, you know, I'm very impressed with this camera. It's not a hyped camera whatsoever. This definitely adds to the collection of Nikon SLRs that I have laying around. I am very happy with this find. This is the camera we found last week. This is the Nicomat EL, and then we have today the Nicomat FT. Today's thrifting was absolutely insane. I cannot believe we found all of these cameras. That is insane. This is almost $400 worth of gear right here in my hands just from today's video. But that's going to wrap up today's thrift episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. Comment down below what you guys think, or if you guys have any questions on any of this gear, suggestions, video ideas, leave them in the comments. And also, if you are brand new to this channel, or if you guys like watching film camera thrifting videos, definitely hit that subscribe button down below. But that's gonna wrap it up. I'll see you in the next one. As always, Minolta Gang.